Hello and welcome to Spoken Like a Native podcast. My name is Diane. I'm an English teacher from Scotland and a devoted language learner, and this podcast is for those learning English to improve their listening and vocabulary, with episodes on engaging topics like culture, current events, history, and how languages work. If you want to improve your speaking and listening, head over to SpeakMeeters.com, where you can take part in small group conversations hosted by native speakers. This is an amazing way to boost your fluency, expand your vocabulary, and increase your confidence by practicing with qualified, certified, and selected native speakers who really enjoy helping people. There are sessions at a range of levels for English, French, Spanish, and German, so book your first session today. SpeakMeeters.com. And don't forget, you can take part in this podcast by telling me your ideas for topics. Information about how to get in touch with us is in the description. Enough beating around the bush, let's get this episode underway. Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 11 of Spoken Like a Native. This episode is a bit of a sample of what it is like to take part in one of the sessions at SpeakMeeters. So this is my session that I do every week, obviously in English because English is my native language. When you come to SpeakMeeters, you go to sessions which are hosted by native speakers of that language. And the point is just to get you talking, to improve your fluency, and the topic and the style of conversation, and whether there's games, exercises, or just a free conversation, it depends on the person who's the host. At the moment, we have sessions in English, French, Spanish, and German. But I'm sure in the future there'll be more languages. We've got British English speakers and we've got American English speakers, different types of French speakers as well, and different types of Spanish speakers too. So let's dive into the session. The topic of the session was about complaining about your colleagues, so different types of annoying people, annoying behavior at work, which I'm hopeful that people can relate to that topic. So we had me, Diane, we had Pierrick, and we had Dris in the session. So it's a conversation between the three of us.
I think he thought his salary was not enough first, and he thought the staff doesn't appreciate his different action at a good level.
Right. So he thought the staff didn't appreciate him or didn't value him.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't value him. Then it was very difficult to manage him because it was like this with everybody in the company. Then people complained about him, not every day, but every week, about his behavior, about the word he can say. He criticized. He criticized all the decision of the direction, for example, all the strategy and the way to all the orders we gave to and I gave because he was in my team. I gave to him. Then very difficult to manage, and every time it was very difficult to explain something because he was every time against the decision. Okay,
right,
then even if I explained to him the why we had to do this, why we had to go in this in the direction we decided. It was okay. It's bad. Bad, and it's not the good direction.
And were you managing this person?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So had he always been like that in the company?
I don't know. He was already in the company when I came 5 years ago. When I arrived 5 years ago, and I think at the beginning it was okay, but furthermore it was worse.
And, as time went on, it got worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was kind of frustrated with his role, I think.
I don't know if it was his role. Or I think my opinion was he wanted something else in his work, and at the end last year he left the company.
Okay. In the end, he ended up leaving. Yeah. So it wasn't very fulfilling for him to be in the job.
Yeah.
I can get that. I've had some colleagues who, even a colleague who was a very good friend of mine, but he was so negative about the company, and I think I agreed with some of the criticisms, but I think he went a bit too far, and he didn't actually make the situation any better. He would just be really, really negative, and it was much more of a personal problem than it was that something specific to the company being bad or anything. Yeah, and then in the end, he left. Before he got fired, he decided to leave because he couldn't handle it anymore.
And after he left the company, it was better. With the atmosphere in the company was very good, and now it's clear that there is a big difference with and without him. Then I think he was toxic for all the company. Okay, we are a small company, 25, 30 workers, but the influence he had about the atmosphere in the company was very important.
Yeah, had a big impact.
Big impact. Yes, you're right.
It was toxic for everybody.
Yeah.
How about you, Dris? Can you think of a colleague, or it doesn't have to be someone now, it could be from some time in the past, that you found difficult in some way?
For now, I don't have any problem with my team members, but I've had just before the COVID-19 for many years, I had a colleague who is very, very difficult to manage, because it wasn't a bad guy really, but about work, he was very difficult to manage, because when I say I was his manager, but sometimes it's very difficult because he was such a stubborn. When I say something, he wants to do anything I told him to do. He all he cares about is to finish his work early, to get home. Yeah. Even if the work is not finished, it's not his really. He don't care about that really.
He didn't care about that.
Yeah, he don't care about that. He didn't care about that. On top of it, he asked every day to get an extra pay.
Some extra, like to have a raise in salary.
Yeah. He asked for have an extra. That he told me, okay, if I can have an extra money, maybe I could work more on the more effective. And I say, no, it's not possible like that, because you have to do your work at first. After we can talk about wages, but it's not the case for now.
So he wanted more money so that to do the job that he was already doing.
Exactly.
Like he wasn't meeting the standard for the time.
Yeah, exactly. But it was very, very difficult to manage him. And sometimes he criticized the company about the management, about the people who work in the company. The problem is when he criticized the company, it's most often in front of bus drivers. Yeah, it's not good because he encouraged bus drivers to complain about. There is nothing to complain, to be honest. But sometimes people feel like they do more than all of their colleagues.
Yeah, they kind of feel like, oh, I'm working so hard. Everyone else is lazy. Sometimes people think that, and they don't have a very good assessment of how hard they're actually working.
That's true.
And then what follows is I started to share my screen, and we discussed some pictures and some vocabulary and stuff. We've just been talking about this, and you can see this is Jack, a meme. I don't know if you talked. I looked up before that meme. The word exists in French as well, like meme. I don't know if do you ever use memes? These kind of things.
Not really. I know that, but I don't use it really.
Okay. Pierrick, do you ever use memes?
What is memes?
It's like this. What I'm showing here. You have a picture. Usually it's a picture with some text, and it's some situation or a person with an expression. In this case, we have Jack Nicholson, the actor, and it says, "I don't think of you as a coworker because you never do any work."
Okay.
And he has this facial expression like, I made a joke about you, criticizing. So a meme is basically lots of different types of picture with different situation or a person with a facial expression, and then some text to kind of express some idea. And when I was doing some preparation, I found so many in relation to people that you work with that are annoying. So they were funny. But let's have a look. Do you have any... Okay. Can you think of any other words for annoying? What's other words for annoying?
Boring? No?
Not exactly boring. Annoying is when it actively makes you feel bad, like a noise that you want to switch off. Whereas boring is like, okay, my brain is going to sleep because I don't have anything to do. But annoying is like there could be a noise or people are not working properly.
Disturbing? No?
Yeah.
Could be disturbing, yeah. We have disturbing, we have irritating. Any other ones?
Frustrating?
Frustrating, yeah, I have.
Frustration, yeah.
Frustrating. And then we have some swearing here. It pisses me off when. It pisses me off when, I don't know, when she always starts the meeting late and then makes us continue the meeting after the original time, for example. Or it puts me in a bad mood when this happens. Can you think of, this doesn't have to be about the person that you talked about before, but talking about work, what is it that puts you in a bad mood? A situation that happens, like behavior or a situation. Like for me, it always put me in a bad mood when I had a meeting that went on longer than it was meant to. What puts you in a bad mood at work?
I know. It puts me in a bad mood when I have to prepare my monthly sales meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you why does that put you in a bad mood?
because I need to complete the PPT for the sales meeting, and I have to pick up some figures in different Excel files, and it's very long.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of tedious.
What do you mean by tedious?
Tedious is boring.
Okay, tedious.
Is it a bit repetitive, boring, tedious, kind of? You could say arduous. It's very arduous. I don't think I put on here boring, but let's just say arduous, tedious. Arduous, can't spell. Tedious.
Tedious.
Yeah.
Okay. Tedious. Okay.
Tedious. Yeah, we pronounce it like tedious.
Yeah.
How about you, Dris? Do you have a situation that pisses you off or you find frustrating?
Well, yes, when I'm waiting for long minutes, when I'm waiting for someone who is late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why does that annoy you? Why is it annoying you?
Why? Especially when he's late and I don't have any back from him.
Yeah. There's no message to say I'm going to be there soon. Yeah. Is it because it feels very rude?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Or the feeling like you're wasting your time and that the person is not telling you. Yeah. We have another phrase which I think is quite good. This is talking about a person, or it could also be a task you have to do. So the PowerPoint, Pierrick, that you were talking about, you could say it is a pain in the neck to do this PowerPoint because it's tedious, it's arduous, it's boring. But you could also say a person is a pain in the neck. Okay. There's a one which is like a pain in the bum, except a different way.
Yeah, I know that.
different way of saying that. But yeah, I often say that to my dog. You're a pain in the neck, or you're a pain in the bum. Mm-hmm. What else have we got here? Okay. What about if you're talking about a person and they're incompetent or stupid? Can you think of any other words for that?
Incompetent or stupid. Idiot?
Yeah. An idiot or idiotic, an idiotic person. Any other ones? Beginning with, I think I put here an idiot, yes, first one. Beginning with M.
Mad?
No.
No.
A moron.
Moron. Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
No. Yeah. So in French it means crétin in France.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could say cretin. He's an absolute cretin. It's like it's worse than idiot. Although idiot is bad, but you only say that someone is a moron or a cretin if they've done something.
Foolish?
Yeah, very foolish.
Silly?
Sorry?
Silly?
Silly.
Yeah. Silly.
There's a difference. Silly for us is kind of something very soft. Like, oh, that was silly.
Okay.
Like
a little bit stupid, but not very stupid is quite bad. But yeah, silly is more like silly can be also positive in the way that it's just having fun. But you don't usually want that at work too much.
Yeah. In French we say les bêtes. Silly.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah. An imbecile.
Imbecile?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the French word as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of French words. We have some other. Can you read this one? somebody
as thick as two short planks.
Yeah, as thick as two short planks. So that means, have you heard that phrase before?
No, never.
No? Okay. Dris, have you heard it before?
No.
Okay.
And
so
even I don't.
So thick means stupid. So thick means stupid, and as thick as two short planks, it's just like, I don't know where it comes from. It's two short pieces of wood together.
Yeah.
They will be quite thick.
Yeah, English expression.
Yeah, it's just an idiomatic expression.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's quite good. It's quite funny. I like that one. Dris, could you read this one?
As much use a chocolate teapot.
Yeah. So you get the meaning of that one?
It means it's very easy to use a chocolate teapot. Then everyone can use it. Then no, is it?
Not exactly. But if you think about a chocolate teapot, what happens when you put the tea in the teapot?
It's how do you say that? The chocolate will be on the plate.
Yeah, it's just going to melt.
Melt, yeah.
It just melts. So it's like
okay.
If you make
this is a chocolate teapot. Okay.
Yeah. So like if you try to make your tea and use a chocolate teapot, it's not going to work. So it's about, when you say that person or that thing is as much use as a chocolate teapot, it's completely useless.
Okay.
Completely useless. Not the sharpest tool in the box. I don't know is there a similar. There might be a similar phrase in French. I don't know. About when you say about a person that they're not very clever.
First time I hear this expression.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Even in French. Okay. Yeah, not the sharpest tool in the box. It's a soft way to say that person is quite stupid.
Sorry?
It's stupid. Stupid. As much use as a chocolate teapot is like useless. Incompetent, useless. Yeah. But not the sharpest tool in the box is stupid.
Okay.
Chocolate teapot. Crazy.
Yeah, chocolate teapot. It's good. You can, as you can see, you can buy a chocolate teapot.
Yeah.
Quite nice. But what else? What else can we talk about? I'm going to try and. Okay, what does this meme say?
I can see only the beginning of the phrase. The angrier I am, and the more professional I sound.
Yeah. And what does it say at the top? So it says work emails. The angrier I am, the more professional I sound. Is that true? Is that true for you?
Yeah.
No, really.
Does it mean a mail, an email without any details is more efficient or more professional?
It's like if rude. No. If you are rude, like angry. If you are angry, like when you write an email, something like that, you sound more professional.
Well, that would be a positive way to spin it. I think this is probably a particularity to British and maybe American culture, but especially British culture. If you get an email from someone, a work email, and it's very formal, it's written in a very formal, professional way, the person is actually extremely angry. I mean, it's a joke. It's not really always the case. It's not always the case, but there's a tendency, instead of being directly angry and criticizing someone, to use very polite, diplomatic language and lots of extra phrases to sound professional. So it's a type of communication. But is that not the case? What do you guys like? How do you feel about work emails? Do you have to write a lot of emails?
Yeah. I write a lot. Yeah.
And what do they? Is there anything about emails that you find annoying?
I'm very suspicious about the interpretation of the email of emails, because there is something. It's very different when you write an email and when you say an email. Okay, when you tell an email.
When you speak,
because you have the intonation, and of course with the intonation, it's in French. It's the same phrase when you say in one way, it could be different than if you say in another way. Okay, the intonation is very important. Then I'm always scared of email and what I can suppose when there's something I suppose it's wrong. I'm always very suspicious and say to myself, okay, wait, ask for him and we will see, because it could be different than the what I understand could be different than the person who wrote the email wanted to give to say.
You mean so they write an email and it seems like they're being rude, or
it could be. It's always in this way. When it's rude, okay, but when people write this kind of email, it could be in an environment very stressful, and okay, send an email like this, okay, and you received it. Oh, why? But it's not the way he wanted to give you the information.
It wasn't intended to be rude. There wasn't an intention. But I guess it depends on your job. But there are some people's jobs where they have hundreds of emails to reply to every day. Almost, it doesn't seem to make sense to use email. Then it would make sense to use more like a messaging service.
But sometimes it's good. Oh, sorry.
Let's go, Dris.
No, just I say sometimes it's good to use even a smiley, because
I agree.
I remember, for instance, I used to begin my emails with good morning or good afternoon, something like this. And once I was in a hurry and sent an information to my colleague in the marketing department without this kind of word, and she answered me, "Good morning." Just this, okay. And I read my and I spoke. I have spoken to her after, and she said to me, "Okay, it was a little bit rude." No, it's because I was in a hurry. No, don't care about this. Interpretation.
It's strange because. It depends a lot on how much time you have to send the email as well, and whether you're going to just cut down and just use abbreviations and just. I've had quite a few colleagues at my old job that would just say, like, the emails would just be like, just the information, like, no, you can't do it until this date. And that's it, or whatever information it was. Nothing about good morning, I hope things are well, blah, 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 blah. Nothing like that. I think that's the kind of email that you might send when you're applying for a new job or you're speaking to someone outside the company. But inside a company, often it's just like, yes, no, the meeting's at this time, whatever. Not too much padding, not too much extra. How about you, Dris? Do you have a lot of emails to write and receive?
Yes, I have a lot of emails. I send a lot of every day. Yes, that's true. Sometimes it depends on people, because some people, it's not they are rude or something like that. It's just because, especially with my bus drivers, when they write an email, you feel like it's not the same person, because when you speak with them, they are nice, quiet. But when they write an email to complain about something, or to ask about something, they feel like nervous. But it's not the case, really. It's just their ways to write.
Yeah, they come across as kind of angry or irritated. Yeah, and I think the thing is that, like, there are people who have writing skill, like their communication skills they can do in person, but also writing, they have a way with language. But there's lots of people who, according to personality or education, when they write something, it doesn't have very much, let's say, it's not very nuanced. It's just the pure information. And maybe that's not important for their job, or it's just not a skill that they've spent a lot of time on. So sometimes we can get too obsessed with how people write. But yeah, I think it's great I pay a lot of attention to how I write things, but that's something that I do because it's what I worked on in my life. But I know there's people who don't pay any attention to it whatsoever. But yeah, I think I'm probably guilty of like being extremely professional when I'm very frustrated about something, rather than being more casual. What else I was going to say? I like this meme. I don't know if you can you see that?
What is it?
It says, I can't see that properly. When your coworkers act friendly, but you know what they're really like. Could you explain the picture? What's in the picture?
It's a snake with some bunny's hairs.
Yeah, a snake wearing bunny ears.
Yeah.
So what's that meme saying?
It means when someone you know is not he's not a friend, but a good colleague. I don't know. Okay, and he said to you some good thing. You have to care about this information because it could be false or bad.
Maybe they pretend to be something else. No?
Yeah. So in reality,
someone else.
They're trying to present themselves as a bunny rabbit. So they're presenting themselves as a nice, cute, a nice person, a gentle person, a good, nice person, because they're wearing the bunny ears. But actually, they're a snake. Actually, so they're a predator. So it's this idea that sometimes people might be friendly, but what they're not really a good person. But I've kind of had that sometimes with some people. They're not very. They present a different version of themselves, depending on the situation. Like it's your birthday at work, and suddenly they're very friendly. But they're not usually like that. It's strange. What else can we have? No, I don't want to do this one. What else? What are other types of colleagues that you find irritating or difficult? Have you had any other experiences with colleagues that are annoying? No more?
the colleagues who are more than talkative.
Right.
Someone who talk a lot about anything, and you can't say anything, and it's awful. And at the end of the conversation, he has always something to say. It's what I call the last person to speak.
Yeah, it's like the person who always has to have the last word.
Yeah.
So you could say they're very chatty, or a jabbermouth, someone who talks too much. And is that, you mean like in a break, or are they stopping you from working by talking?
I thought to one person, and it was when we were in meetings, and he had always something to say, and it was very long. Okay, then everyone in the meeting, when he spoke, it was always, take care, it could be very long. We have to find a way to stop him. It was this situation.
So it didn't matter what the topic was.
Yeah, I remember I had a colleague 10 years ago. His passion was dogs. All the day he talked about dogs. It's not like I don't like dogs. I like dogs, but speak about dogs all the day, I couldn't.
And your company is not a dog company. No, it's not relevant to your work.
Yeah, just one topic in his mind.
Yeah, it's like me, but this is me in my personal life. If I find a picture of a cat, if I find memes about cats or something, I'm showing them to my husband constantly. I'm sending them to people, and I know it's annoying because not everybody wants to look at a picture of a cat. But me, I could spend all day looking at them. But I understand that other people don't want to hear about your pets. And when you have pets, sometimes, like, there's always a story, and it's difficult to stop and be like, okay, people are not interested. Not everybody is interested in what my cat has been doing today. So yeah, some people don't have the best social skills or communication skills. And I think what both of you are saying is that there's some people who they can't notice, they can't tell that people around them are not interested, like they've said too much already. So they don't have a very, very good social skills and ability to understand the psychology of other people. But yeah.
For instance, this kind of people, they have an expression. It's yes, but and yes, but it's awful. Yes, okay, you agree, but I don't agree. Okay, choose.
Yes, but I have to just say something else. You always have to add something. Yeah, I think it's something to do with power in some way that, you know, some people need to always say something, even if they don't. Maybe it's not necessary. And using a lot of time to speak for yourself is a way of taking some control in the situation. Yeah. But I think some people are not really aware of it.
Yeah, I think these kind of people, they want to show that they have an opinion about every topic, of course.
Yeah, about everything.
Yeah. Do you think in general, in French culture, is it important to have opinions about things like political things and news? Do you always feel like because I've heard that before, that you always have to have an opinion about something?
I couldn't tell you, because I don't know. I have some friends, they are very not interested about politics. They don't want to talk about it because it's not their cup of tea, really. I think it depends on people. I don't know, maybe around you, Pierrick?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's the same for me, and depends on people. Some people. I have a friend of mine. A friend of mine is not the mayor. It's the how do you say that? The first help of the mayor. Mayor.
Deputy. C'est deputy. Right?
Deputy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be the deputy mayor.
Okay, and of course when we are with him, he is okay. He we know, and I know he to speak about his actions for the community, and what he did last week, and speaking about politics. It's not very important, but he likes to speak about it. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem when it's limited in the time. If he spoke about politics and about his work, because it's quite a work all the time, he will be a little bit a little bit boring, but it's not that. Okay.
It's not too much.
Hopefully.
Okay. Luckily. Thankfully. Well, if you've made it this far into the episode, I hope you've enjoyed listening to one of the sessions that we did on SpeakMeeters. Of course, we have a different topic almost every week. Sometimes people just chat about whatever, and sometimes we try to focus on particular grammar or particular topic, particular vocabulary. And you can come along and suggest what you want to say, what you want to learn. If you need to be corrected all the time, you can say so. If you don't want to be corrected at all and just want to speak freely without correction, then you can also participate in that way. So I hope that's given you a bit of an insight. Remember to go to SpeakMeeters.com and join up there. Be great to see you if you're improving your English in one of my sessions. And I'll be back soon with a new episode. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing episodes every week or perhaps more every 2 weeks from now on, just as I'm getting a little bit busier. But don't worry, there will be more episodes to come. Okay, have a great week. Bye. Thanks for listening. What do you think about today's topic? Remember, you can get in touch by leaving a comment or by joining the SpeakMeeters community. Follow SpeakMeeters on Instagram and subscribe to Spoken Like a Native on your favorite podcast platform. You can also leave a comment and like the stream. Please, please, please leave a review. It really helps us to find new listeners who are looking for fun language learning content. And lastly, don't forget to head over to SpeakMeeters.com to take part in live conversations hosted by friendly native speakers. That's all for today. Catch you next time. Bye.